The Prelude by William Wordsworth. Book 3. In this mixed sort the months passed on, remissly, not given up to wilful alienation from the right, or walks of open scandal, but in vague and loose indifference, easy likings, aims of a low pitch, duty and zeal dismissed, yet nature, or a happy course of things, not doing in their stead the needful work. The memory languidly revolved, the heart reposed in noontide rest, the inner pulse of contemplation almost failed to beat. Such life might not inaptly be compared to a floating island, an amphibious spot unsound, of spongy texture, yet withal not wanting a fair face of water weeds and pleasant flowers. The thirst of living praise, fit reverence for the glorious dead, the sight of those long vistas, sacred catacombs, where mighty minds lie visibly entombed, have often stirred the heart of youth, and bred a fervent love of rigorous discipline. Alas! Such high emotion touched me not. Look was there none within these walls to shame my easy spirits, and discountenance their light composure, far less to instil a calm resolve of mind, firmly addressed to puissant efforts. Nor was this the blame of others, but my own. I should, in truth, as far as doth concern my single self, misdeem most widely, lodging it elsewhere. For I, bred up mid nature's luxuries, was a spoiled child, and rambling like the wind, as I had done in daily intercourse with those crystalline rivers, solemn heights, and mountains, ranging like a fowl of the air, I was ill-tutored for captivity, to quit my pleasure, and, from month to month, take up a station calmly on the perch of sedentary peace. Those lovely forms had also left less space within my mind, which, wrought upon instinctively, had found a freshness in those objects of her love, a winning power beyond all other power. Not that I slighted books, that were to lack all sense, but other passions in me ruled, passions more fervent, making me less prompt to indoor study than was wise or well, or suited to those years. Yet I, though used in magisterial liberty to rove, culling such flowers of learning as might tempt a random choice, could shadow forth a place, if now I yield not to a flattering dream, whose studious aspect should have bent me down to instantaneous service, should at once have made me pay to science and to arts and written lore, acknowledged my liege lord, a homage frankly offered up, like that which I had paid to nature. Toil and pains in this recess, by thoughtful fancy built, should spread from heart to heart, and stately groves, majestic edifices, should not want a corresponding dignity within. The congregating temper that pervades our unripe years, not wasted, should be taught to minister to works of high attempt, works which the enthusiast would perform with love. Youth should be awed, religiously possessed with a conviction of the power that waits on knowledge when sincerely sought and prized for its own sake, on glory and on praise, if but by labor won, and fit to endure the passing day, should learn to put aside her trappings here, should strip them off abashed before antiquity and steadfast truth and strong book-mindedness. And over all, a healthy sound simplicity should reign, a seemly plainness. Name it what you will, republican or pious. If these thoughts are a gratuitous emblazonry that mocks the recreant age we live in, then be folly and false seeming free to effect whatever formal gate of discipline shall raise them highest in their own esteem. Let them parade among the schools at will, but spare the house of God. Was ever known the witless shepherd who persists to drive a flock that thirsts not to a pool disliked? A weight must surely hang on days begun and ended with such mockery. Be wise, ye presidents and deans, until the spirit of ancient times revive, and youth be trained at home in pious service. To your bells give seasonable rest, for 'tis a sound hollow as ever vexed the tranquil air. And your officious doings bring disgrace on the plain steeples of our English church, whose worship, mid remotest village trees, suffers for this. Even science, too, at hand in daily sight of this irreverence, is smitten thence with an unnatural taint, loses her just authority, falls beneath collateral suspicion, else unknown. This truth escaped me not, and I confess that, having mid my native hills given loose to a schoolboy's vision, I had raised a pile upon the basis of the coming time that fell in ruins around me. Oh, what joy to see a sanctuary for our country's youth, informed with such a spirit as might be its own protection. A primeval grove, where, though the shades with cheerfulness were filled, nor indigent of songs warbled from crowds in under coverts, yet the countenance of the whole place should bear a stamp of awe, a habitation sober and demure for ruminating creatures, a domain for quiet things to wander in, a haunt in which the heron should delight to feed by the shy rivers, and the pelican upon the cypress spire in lonely thought might sit and sun himself. Alas, alas, in vain for such solemnity I looked. Mine eyes were crossed by butterflies, ears vexed by the chattering popinjays. The inner heart seemed trivial, and the impresses without of a too gaudy region.